Oh hey, don't mind me, I'm just rereading my favorite comic book story. You know what? I should just start at the beginning and show you why.
In a city filled with voices and stories, danger lurks just beyond the light. For tonight, a dark creature stalks the streets. Its name is Bias. But our heroes are vigilantly watching over the city and suddenly hear the tendrils of the Bias monster are snatching innocent bystanders. Our heroes fight back.
Take that!
Ha! Watch out!
But not even they are immune.
Help!
For tonight, a dark creature stalks the streets. Now, with Katie and the puppy trapped, only one hero remains. The city's last hope.
Wow, what a story. I can't wait to hear how superhero Kevin pulls through this one. But before we get back to that, I've got a pop quiz for you. For each statement, decide if you agree or disagree by giving a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Here we go. Parents don't understand what it's like to be a kid today. McDonald's restaurants are better than Wendy's restaurants. Girls aren't very good at sports. Wait a second, that's the wrong quiz, hold on. So how did those statements make you feel? Anyone mad? Did you roll your eyes? Well, that was the point. Each of those statements are examples of that dastardly villain, bias. And it is everywhere, sneaking into things we read, watch, or hear. So what is it? Bias is when you show favoritism toward one side or group in a way that isn't fair or balanced. Each of those statements from our pop quiz fit into 3 categories of bias. We had age bias, where you might give shade to people too old or too young. Product bias, where you express love for your brands. And gender bias, when you use stereotypes to make a decision. Bias isn't always bad. Your favorite color, food, or clothing brand are simply harmless preferences. But sometimes bias creeps into your everyday beliefs, and those can harm others. We don't always do this on purpose either. That's when we call it an unconscious bias. But let's get back to our story and see if we can learn how to spot bias.
Is there any hope to defeat bias? The solution begins at the public library. Amongst the books there stood a glowing chest. What could be inside? And as fate should have it, he found the Scroll of Truth. But what is this? A secret code?
A riddle? Well, we can figure it out. Defeating bias means we need to remember balance, intent, accuracy, and slant. In other words, bias. Each of these are important to arm yourself so you don't also fall prey. Let's go through them one at a time. B is for balance. Are different sides of the story represented fairly? When only one side of the argument is presented, it's out of balance. So what do you look for? Missing voices. Does it only quote one group of people? Time or space. Does one side get a whole page in the article while the other just a tiny sentence? If so, you might have a balance issue. I is for intent. Author's purpose is important to determine. One way to remember it is to remember pi. Was the author trying to persuade you to take a side, inform you with facts, or just entertain you? Here's how to spot intent. Watch for emotional appeals. Does this piece try to make you angry, scared, or overly excited? And of course, notice that purpose by remembering pi. Is the goal to sell you something, convince you to change a viewpoint, or share neutral information? A is for accuracy. Are the facts true? Are they backed up by real evidence? A biased text may throw around opinions disguised as facts. Vague phrases or even fake facts that don't check out. So how do you know? Look for specific sources. Are they named, or do they simply write, experts say, and studies prove, and people believe? What studies? What people? Name them. We call these phrases weasel words because they're trying to weasel their way out of being specific. Check the source's reputation. Does the information come from a credible place, like a study, news agency, or official report? Or is it some random person's opinion on the internet? And finally, S for slant. Slant is about how the writer presents information through word choice. We categorize words as either being denotative or connotative. This part might be complicated, so pay careful attention. Denotation is the dictionary meaning of a word. It's neutral. Connotation, however, is the emotional feeling a certain word gives. When a text is slanted, it favors one side by choosing words with strong connotations instead of neutral ones. Here's some examples. The city passed a new law about curfews, whereas a slanted sentence might say, the city finally cracked down with a strict new law about curfews. Both talked about the same thing, but the second one uses words like finally and strict to make it feel more intense. Next, look for absolutes and extreme words. Always and never are absolutes that are hard to prove, and best and worst are extreme words that indicate a strong opinion. It's good to identify when someone is being biased, but you should also use this acronym against your own work to make sure you yourself have not fallen prey. So now that we know the secret code, let's help Kevin finish the story.
Our superhero raced through the city streets,
I unlocked the secret.
the scroll glowing in his hand. He understood its importance now and lifted it high. He throws it. It magically turns into the Sword of Truth. Bias has been weakened and our heroes rescued. A new dawn. But bias is a clever one. You just never know when it may return, and it will someday.
Whew! What a great story. I'm so glad our superhero trio made it out alive. But what about bias? Well, it can come back anytime. But good thing you now have the skills to defeat it. So keep that sword of truth close to your utility belt, and you'll be the hero of your own argument. Other than that, see you next time.